Nightmare Real, and you're watching Mission Boxing Today on YouTube.
Heavyweight boxing fans, what's the deal? All right, so one of my subscribers just sent me this link, man, from boxingscene.com. So shouts out to Boxing Scene, and I'll leave this link in the description box, man. And you can click it, read it, and come to your own surmise about it. But it says Shannon Briggs versus Oquendo deal is reached. All right, let me go ahead and just read a little bit of it. It says Square Ring Promotions and Hits Entertainment Corporation announced today that they have reached an agreement for the Oquendo versus Shannon Briggs fight for the WBA World Heavyweight Championship. Now, before I go further, let me just decipher this WBA title that they're fighting for. It's the regular title, you guys. You know what I mean? So that Super WBA title, that's the title that Vladimir Klitschko and Anthony Joshua will be fighting for when they fight. And also Joshua's IBF title will also be on the line in that unification fight, okay? So this is the secondary title, all right? It says, we are really excited that we were able to reach an agreement with Chris Lawrence and Henry Revolta of the Heavyweight Factory, said John Work, CEO of Square Ring Promotions. It was a long process and a difficult negotiations, but the good news is that Frez will now have the chance to finally win the WBA heavyweight crown. I want to thank Gilberto Mendoza, George Martinez, and everyone else at the WBA for this great opportunity. Frez is in fantastic shape, and he is focused on winning this bout like I have never seen before, said Bobby Hitz, president of Hitz Boxing. I met with him today and watched him spar, and he looked awesome. His preparation is second to none, and I predict it is going to be a great fight. A purse bid actually took place on February 13th. However, the requirements established in the WBA regulations were not met, and it was not valid. At the WBA headquarters located in Panama City, only Henry Revolta from Heavyweight Factory was present on behalf of Briggs. Mr. Revolta presented an offer of $400,000. However, according to the rules of the World Boxing Association, the WBA, in Appendix E, the minimum amount to participate in the heavyweight category bid is $1 million for a championship fight. Okay, therefore, I do not know how to pronounce this dude's name. Aurelio Fiengo, a WBA directory member and director of the purse bid, adhering to the rules of the body, declared the process invalid. For this reason, the championships committee of the organization called for a second purse bid for February 23rd, which is now canceled with an agreement in place. So that second purse bid is going to take place tomorrow. Then nobody really put no money up for it the first time around, man. So now we need to just figure out a date, and we need to figure out a venue. And I believe, well, I know I think Frez lives in Chicago. I'm not sure. Does he live in Florida? I'm not sure, man. If one of you guys know that, let me know that in the comment section. Now, I've done plenty of videos about this fight. I think it's a good old guy fight. You know, you guys are new to, or if some of you are new to my channel, you know that I'm a fan of old guy fights. I love old guy fights, man. You know what I mean? One of the old guy fights I really wanted to happen back in the 90s was Holmes versus George Foreman in the 90s. I really wanted to see that fight. I don't think this fight is on that level, but I am a fan of old guy fights, especially if they both come in shape. I'm not going to mind this fight. You know what I mean? I know just as well as, all the fans know, the winner of this is not going to be looked at as one of the, main titleists. All right. We kind of know that. We know it's a Deontay Wilder. The winner out of Klitschko and Joshua will have 2 belts. And then we know Joseph Parker has a WBO. But 2 old guys, they're both going to be in shape, man. I will say that. Shannon Briggs with his Let's Go champ, kind of rejuvenated himself over the last 2 years, so I like it. Where can they fight at? What venue? I don't know how big this fight's going to be as far as what the crowd's going to look like, how big it can be. They probably can throw some good fights on the undercard. I was thinking maybe trying to think of a good venue, man. Maybe in Orlando. Don't they got like a Hard Rock? I think they got a Hard Rock hotel down there. Maybe they could have the fight there. Or not. No, is it Orlando or is it Hollywood, Florida? Yeah, it's Hollywood, Florida, where they have the Seminole Hard Rock hotel and casino down there down there in Hollywood, Florida. So maybe they can have the fight down there. You know what I mean? I know that's where Briggs resides right now. I believe Oquendo, and I think Oquendo lives in Illinois. I can't remember, man, but you guys let me know what you think in the comment section. Do you think this should be held in the Barclays? Do you think that's too big of a venue? They should throw some other heavyweights on this card, man. Probably throw Trevor Bryan on there. You know what I mean? They could put, because I know he, goes to the heavyweight factory and trains there. You could put Trevor Bryan on there. Shit, does Jarrell Miller got a opponent yet? You could put Jarrell Miller versus Trevor Bryan on there. I think that'd be good. I doubt they'll do it, but you could throw some other heavyweights on this, man. Shannon Briggs is like I said, I know he's real cool with, and he trains with guys like Jarrell Miller and Trevor Bryan, guys like that. But we need this date. We need this venue, man. Let's get this fight underway. I'm going to watch the fight. I know a lot of people are not, why are they fighting for a title? It's just a secondary title, y'all. I know the WBA, they're kind of, last I checked, they're eradicating some of these titles. I know in 8 divisions, they were getting rid of some of these interim titles and regular titles. And what else they got? They got the super, the interim, the regular. I think there's one more they got too. But I know they in 8 weight classes, they're getting rid of all these little secondary titles. So let's just, if Freza Kendo or Briggs, I'm not sure when they're going to do it for the heavyweights, but I'm okay with this fight, man. I'm okay with this fight. It's just an old guy fight. You know what I mean? It should be entertaining while it lasts, man. You guys let me know what you think in the comment section. I'm out.